talking about a very, very important topic, man, and I'm in a different room currently. Okay, I'm in my mother's room because there might be air conditioning people in my room, so it's not the general setup. However, I wanted to talk about this topic, man, because last night I couldn't really sleep that much. My brain was thinking about these concepts of anatheism by Rupert Sheldrake. Okay, now if you are unfamiliar with that or you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to break it down in this video. Okay, so greetings, earthlings, gods and goddesses in training. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're enjoying this channel, and I hope you hit the like and the subscribe button, because this is going to be such a journey for you, man. It's going to be a journey into your unconscious mind, essentially. Okay, so I'm a perennialist. Okay, I'm an omnist. I see that all paths lead to enlightenment or the same ultimate destination. And the way that Rupert Sheldrake describes it is almost like, it's like fingers of the hand. Imagine that these are different spiritual traditions, right? But the roots of them are all very shamanic. And that's why you're here, you're a savage shaman. And you also understand that religions aren't static, they're dynamic processes, right? And so when we understand that, you could say that Primal Sutra is a religion, right? You could actually say that. However, we're a religion in motion, in flux. We embrace some principles, yet we would say that we are improvisational or freestyle shamans. What up, Prosper? So basically, we embrace the ideas that we may explore the unknown or enter the void or spark DMT in our brain and have, you know, profound braingasms and so forth. Okay, join our braingasm program for $39.99. Okay, and the universe is this organic organism, this orgasm, orgone. If you've ever looked at Wilhelm Reich's work, okay, it's not this mechanistic series of steps and dogmas and rules, right? It's actually the universe wants you to organize your organite pyramids that want to hide like poltergeist. I'm outer space like Moldavite. I own the mic. Okay? Bars. But man, I binge watched this Rupert Sheldrake concert. I was about to say it right. This lecture last night, and it was just in my head, all of the things I said, and I have notes here, that's why I'm looking here. And man, I couldn't sleep, but I know this is going to be a great live because it's full of a lot of richness, right? A lot of enrichment in this. And bro, I have such a bhakti towards Primal Sutra, man. I just realized that, like, the fact that I'm able to constantly churn out this information and this content is absolutely mind-blowing to me, you know. But this is just the way that everything is coming together now, you know. But yeah, I'm here to help you remember. A lot of you forgot who you were. I was an ex-cult leader in college. We ran a cult called Shellism. I don't even know if you guys know about Shellism or its origins, but Shellism was this idea that we were just confused men wanting to understand how to break out of our shells, how to break out of our social conditioning, right? That was the whole idea. And if you guys know, I have a brainwave entrainment channel, subliminal channel called Shellism Tones, okay? A lot of people know that. A lot of the videos blew up and so forth. But that was a complete fluke, right? I didn't expect that channel to do so well, or people respond so well to that. But it just goes to show it's really, really key to understand. Hey, some people have compared me to Osho, right? When he was a lot younger. Let's pull up an image, man. If we could pull up an image, somebody pull up an image and look up Osho when he's younger. Okay? So, I'm not going to answer disrespectful or annoying questions in the chat, so you can talk all the shit you want, okay, bro? Let's pull up into this technology. If you look at the technology of holy places, cathedrals, mosques, temples, you will start to notice that they're designed primarily based on ways to open the mind, right? The psychedelic realms that give you this intense realization towards, it's almost like an amplified dream world, right? And some of you think that you're in the right place. Others will say, so what? Others will doubt. Some will say cringe. But some will watch this video and be called to action. Okay? The bots have infiltrated the live, right? As they always do. These NPCs, man. They don't know what the hell I'm even talking about, some of these people, right? But yeah, it's a summoning of the divine, righteous royalty and royal blood that emanates through your golden aura and crystalline field right now, my Nagas. So let's talk channeling, let's talk names. 1/3 of your soul is in your name, okay? This is why we've come across, man, let's munch on these demonic entities like they're snack packs, bro. Like, let's release the heaven hounds right now in this chat. Because honestly, Odin and Vaiwamus are tapped in, okay? And some of you guys didn't even get that, what I just said there, right? You're just like, the bro thinks he's the next time. Bogai, okay? How's the crack? I'll tell you how it is after I stall. I'm gonna censor myself. I'm gonna destroy you, bro. My my ego wants to annihilate this man, but I'm not going to. So, Mathis, our adept, shared this technique. Okay, shout out to IC222. When the ego awakens, it's looking for 3 things. So take note of this: safety, approval, or control. Once you know, the ego wants safety. Once you know, the ego wants approval. Once you know, the ego wants control. You know what it is, and then you start to unlock the truth, okay? And there's something called Natya Shastra, right? We got this intense download and healing from Nataraja, okay? The dancing form of Shiva, the Tandava form, right? And I've understood that it's a topic that I deeply love to talk about because he was giving me all these downloads about performing arts and theater, right? And understanding that, you know, the voice, tone, annotating plays, studying blocking in space, understanding and breaking down movies, right? Man, I love the art form of that. And I also invented, or I should say discovered, because honestly it's probably one of my deities or spirit guides that we work with, they helped me create something called neuroplasticity method, okay? Or theatroplasticity method in this sense, okay? Is what we called it. Now, I went on a rabbit hole search. Okay, you can look it up on Amazon, okay? That's my book, Theatroplasticity Method. It's basically, I wanted to find out the truth if fake it till you make it actually worked. And it turns out that it did work, but the more I went into the rabbit hole, I found this Morpheus, you know, realization that the world had flipped. I realized is on those moments of me being on stage, I experienced the subtlety of an ego death, right? Where I didn't realize who I actually am. It's like the fragile, how fragile the human spirit can pretend to be when in reality it's infinite. You know what I mean? So it's deeper than that. And again, my name is Sumed, okay? If you don't know me, Uncle Makara, some people call me, okay? But it's deeper than that, okay? If you come to India, hey, I'm gonna probably show you around if you come to India, but let's relish the bounties of our nature right now, okay? My name comes from a word which relates to holy fire. Shumed comes from Shujoko. Yagya is a ritual fire, okay? And the real fire is not which burns visibly, but it's the fire that burns our karma invisibly. And it's through that fire that brings all that inspiration towards us, okay? Prosper, thank you for doing the work for me, bro. I feel like you're like a metaphysical bodyguard, bro. Straight up. Their pleasure and displeasures are dependent on the performance of these yajnas, right? These ritual fires by the human being. And Krishna himself, you know, is the beneficiary of all these kinds of yajnas. And yajna is also a manifestation of Lord Vishnu, or it could also mean sacrifice, right? But the devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food that is offered first for sacrifice. So, Uncle Makara, Daddy Makara, vehicle of the Indian Poseidon, essentially. And I'm doing this practice of candlelight meditation, and I've been doing it regularly. It's called Tratak A lot of people think that, oh, you need a guru to follow through on it and all these things. I found it to be very beneficial, with or without, right, that understanding. I do have different practices and approaches that I'm following, but I've been doing this mainly for my Shakti essences, and you guys might not understand that rough for right now, but I'm gonna move forward, okay? So I'm fascinated, man, by this Rupert Sheldrake interview, okay? He went to this trip to India where he too was fascinated by this ritual fire, and then he smoked a chillum, right? And he enters Shiva's abode in the Himalayas, and he lived amongst like Muslims, Sufis, right? Hindus, Christians. Man, it's so interesting because growing up, until I was 7 years old, I was in India. Then I traveled the world and I came back to India, right? And lived in like 4 different places. And unity amongst diversity is what India is and has stood for. You know, the word Bharat, the splendor of sensuality. Some say it's the one that feeds all. Some say it is the one who is always full of light, devoted to light. Others say that it basically means the seeker of ultimate truth, right? You can find your own meaning as a brown man in these words, bro. Bharat means India, right? It's a personal journey, so you can sit and tell your mind whatever you want. But I'm here because I found my roots here, brother. You guys get that? I came back here for a reason, and King Bharat relates to, he's the son of Shakuntala, I believe, and he's related to Kamadeva, right, the Hindu god of love. So our country is actually named after that. But that's not the resonance that we always feel when we think of India. We think of, right, and I prefer this understanding because, again, there's a rishi named Bharat Muni who loved the arts and so forth too, but pa is a syllable that denotes light in Sanskrit, right? And the rat could also be night in Bengali, but also rati is the goddess, which translates to that which is to be relished, right? So connoisseurs and experts of the sun or the light or Ra, right? The word Ra, the sun god Ra, is in Para, the Bharat. I prefer this name Bharat over Hinduism because that describes our geography, whereas Bharat describes the richness of the culture, you know. And they call us Hindus, but we're originally Sindhus, right? In the Indus Valley, right? So start to understand. There's a lot of interesting overlaps. And again, I'm not angry at anybody who doesn't share my faith or share my beliefs, you know what I mean? And we live in a secular degenerative age, as you can see from these comments, right? Nature was permeated by the divine spirit, but something a long time was lost. Okay, we became distracted. We became very concerned with ourselves, right? Religion was taking over the minds of the people, but also understand we also became atheistic. And then we have Sam Harris like coming along trying to, you know, be an atheist at the same time, promulgate meditation because he understood the scientific benefits of it, right? So now we're seeing the world slowly change into this understanding. But I'm gonna get into this, man. This is so deep. But okay, so look at it like this. Freud said God was a projection of father figures and a kind of neurotic obsession, and it was all about power. Now, all the genes in the shell of a plant are the same, and yet the petals are different and the stems are different. This man, Rupert Sheldrake, came up with something called morphic resonance. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, or maybe you've looked into tones and frequencies and understand something here, right? Hey, it's Mia. What's up? So basically, nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of that Krishna essence within all of us, right? So basically, Shumedha, my name, Sumed, is a previous life of Gautama Buddha, but also Shumedho is an Indian monk. So my name means holy fire, but it also gives me this lineage into this monkhood, you could say, monk mode, right? So hopefully I haven't missed too much. Now I'm just kind of getting it started, Mia, so we still have a little bit of time. I'm waiting because they're gonna fix my air conditioning. It's a heat wave here, and I'm just like, man, at least I have the air conditioning in this room. This is my, yeah. But let's continue. So I came across this understanding understanding that it's not about me. And I'm going to give you how deep of an imprint your name is on your reality. I don't know if you know what your name means, Mia, right? You should look it up. Definitely look it up, because it's 1/3 of your soul. Okay? So now we have this idea of Vaiwamos. I came across this idea of Vaiwamos as this cosmic being who taught me something called light play. And light play was all of this idea of basically you take all the media, right? Lights, colors, sounds, videos you watch, podcasts you listen to, that all help you transition into the golden Aquarian age. Basically what light play is, right? So anything that you do that ascends you or makes you feel like that energy in the heart, right? Just activating and you moving forward, feeling expansive, that is light play. Now, Vaiwamos is the soul or the planetary logos of somebody called Sanat Kumara, okay? He taught advanced light techniques, but he also taught things like, you know, have the playfulness of a child, have that sense of, you know, wrapping up humor with wisdom. You guys get what I mean? And he said anything not of the light dissolves. This is amazing, man. I'm dropping gems on this video, I know. The ultimate source of form, right? The forms of words, the forms of galaxies, the forms of crystals, whatever, right? The formative principle, that is the solar logos, that is the logos. The ultimate source of energy is the spirit, okay? So he came here as a spiritual teacher to help us transition through this awakening process as a painless and smooth a level as possible, right? So he was kind of at this high vibrational level, and he's the higher soul or the aspect of Sanat Kumara, which is our planetary logos, right? So the world is held together by his consciousness. So Vaiwamos, he offered to be a channel for a very high spiritual teacher. I think it was back in 1988, and he encourages his students to learn how to channel. Not only is there value to bring these messages from the other side, but also to aid someone's own development. And he has chosen to aid mankind through dedicated channels such as myself, and uses sound as one of his specialties. So sound is, Mia means mine, right? Damn, possessiveness. No, that's cool. You should definitely look more into it, right? And explore that, because there's probably, what is your upbringing, Maya, your culture and so forth? If you don't mind sharing on the line, I mean, it's up to you. The enemy of the flow state shaman is stagnation, okay? So I have not for a day stagnated, I don't believe. So even if I have, it's been for a moment that has crushed my ego down in order for me to crush it again, right? So sometimes I'll try much more of a lighter or a playful approach, because you're almost becoming the captain of this kind of light spaceship that you're, you know, traveling with, right? Are you aware? Do you navigate, communicate, sense things? You know, chaos is not separate from playfulness. You guys get that? Because when you play, you don't always know where you're going or where you're going to get to. So let's reconnect with God. Anatheism, okay? This is the idea, okay? Anatheism. We've heard of atheism, which is I don't believe in God. We've heard of theism, which is believe in God. Anatheism is rediscovering God, okay? And it's a very beautiful blend of the perennial philosophies. And again, it's not a philosophy, right? It's just an integration. That's kind of vague. Also, I've been using your advice to better understand myself and my demons, and I can't stress enough how much it's helped me feel like I'm back in control. So thank you. Very welcome. Thank you for that. That's more confirmation. That's more synchronicity, okay? Thank you. So let's reconnect to God with our natural world, okay? Pantheism, some people call it, okay? God in nature, nature in God. That's another way of looking at it, okay? But you look at all these religions around the world, and you understand there's meditation, pilgrimage, connecting with nature, okay? Rituals, fasting, chanting, singing. What are all of these things doing, guys? All of these produce ecstatic states of mind. First, these come into all religions. People live longer. Atheism should come with a health warning, said Rupert Sheldrake, right? Because it doesn't really help people live longer. You know, religious people tend to live longer, as the science shows. So I've devoted my life to studying a state of consciousness, the flow state, if you didn't know by now, okay? Which is another way of saying that this studying, right? Studying a state of flow state. The stud is dying, all right? The stud is dying to his old self, and I've reached an error here because the search is endless, right? There's no need to be a truth seeker anymore because I'm a truth experiencer and a truth beer. You guys get that? A truth beer, right? Beer. I saw this giant wasp just a little while ago, and I was like, damn, okay? Reminding me of my vitality and fertility again. Because I think bees are going extinct or whatever, right? I don't know where I heard that or picked that up, but I think it was from Rupert as well, to be honest with you. But anyway, so I've devoted my life to study the state of consciousness, and you know, if you look at the Bible, you see that, well, the Old Testament, Moses said, what's your name to the burning bush? And it said, I am that I am. Okay, we have this concept in Hinduism, to soham. I hope not. I love bees. Hey, I love them too. They buzz, buzz. So presence is close to God, right? Because when you are in that deep present joy, then you are accessing that same state of flow, okay? The cosmic Christ is the incarnation of God in the whole universe. Man, look up panpsychism, guys, as well, okay? It's a view that all things have a mind or mind-like quality, which means that basically all is mind or everything is alive, okay? So we have a God mind or something that even the Neoplatonists call the animus mundi, okay? And anima mundi, right? I think that's what it's called. An animism, a deep primordial impulse, a primal sutra, a first way, right? A primal sutra is going back to unity, back to wholeness, back to source. It's a resource. But is it really a resource if it's not pointing you back to source again, right? Because yeah, it's a book I read, but do I have a deep trust in that ever-present now that that book is going to be useful when the time comes? If I say that this is all an illusion of the brain, and the brain is consciousness, but illusion is still a mode of consciousness, it doesn't explain consciousness, it presupposes it. That's what he called it, right? So this is called the hard problem in science. You can't really get to what consciousness is, right? So we live in this mystery. We live on this edge. We live not being afraid, but looking forward to that deep present joy. These moments of stillness that strike us and allow our truth to actually emerge, you know? And it's an amazing experience, man, because once I understood that my name really means this, it's now helping me to understand how I can utilize that or support others with that, right? And again, I'm taking a light body activation session with Jason. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Jason. He is Plasmaborn369 on Instagram. He posts a lot of epic, funny, spiritual memes, and man, hearing him speak just goes to show how this man really flows with his own understanding of the torus field energies and the plasma body and all that stuff, you know? I didn't really understand much of it, and it was all kind of new to me. But as I've started to look into that, that's also been very, very powerful. Again, I truly believe we can send this prana, this energy, up to our upper chakras as a storage space, right? So that it can help us. Like, we can move this energy through our energy centers. We can move the Holy Spirit through our beingness, right? We don't have to be stuck. As Nataraja, whom we channeled a few days ago, was telling us, stuckness is an illusion. It's man-made. You are not really stuck when atoms are vibrating all around you and everything is in motion and flux. Everything is moving, right? Everything is changing. And the moment we resist that change, we understand, we stop. You understand that time is also a destroyer, right? Because time is slowly, it's like you're dying. But if you focus on that, you're not, I mean, some people will hear that and it makes them more alive, right? It activates them. Others, it makes them feel like, oh no, I don't have enough time. And they feel this rush in life, or they feel like I've gotten too old, or they give themselves all these labels or rules or, you know, different understandings, and that's not what it's about, man. You really have to take an inventory of what's really going on in your mind, you know? As Horus contacted you recently, bro, I've been hearing hawks like nonstop. I think probably, bro. I think Horus, yeah, definitely. We have black kites here, though. They're kind of in the hawk falcon family, but yeah, I see these guys all the time. Actually, the first time I had connected with Haru, there was a hawk that flew over my crown. And at the time, I had like blonde hair, right? So the hawk probably thought I was like some kind of a squirrel or some like, you know, thing running around. Like it probably saw me as prey, right? With the blonde hair. It probably activated, like, it was probably like, yo, what is that guy doing, right? Or what is that thing moving in the, down there, right? It was very uncommon in India. You see a dude with blonde hair, right? Very uncommon. That's what I decided to do, you know? I was like really into, I was like platinum blonde too, you know? So a lot of people just thought I was like gray hair. But yeah, you can go back to my old videos and look at how I used to be, how I used to look, you know, how I used to sound as well. Notice how my sound is much more deeper. It's more grounded, right? It's more masculine, it's more refined. And that's because I've been choosing to lean in and do the inner work, okay? Now, a lot of people say that, but they actually don't follow through on that. And I think once you really understand that there's so many layers to this, and the more you can really integrate this stuff, right? Make it more fun for you, more natural for you. This is not meant to be homework, you know? Sounds like home play. I sound so much better, says Steve. Hey, are you on a process of... My bad, guys. Are you on a process of self-improvement, Steve? Starting to hear voices from the other side. How do you discern what the fuck you're hearing? Horus is one of them. Okay. First of all, try to see if you can pinpoint it, where it's being activated. Sometimes you might hear it coming from outside. It really depends on your psychic insight, right? So a lot of people, they have clairvoyance, which means they actually see things, right? For me, I hear the voices. So maybe you're more of an audio or clairaudient, right? If you work with music, if you love hearing things, if you like audiobooks, you're probably going to hear them. You're going to hear buzzing, or you're going to hear higher frequencies or whispers or different things like this. Now, basically, try this intuition activity right now, because your heart is actually what you're going to use. Hey, thanks, Ranji. The heart is what you're actually going to use to tap into the spiritual world. A lot of people think that I'm going to use my mental mind in order to hijack the spiritual. And again, you can, you know, that's Prosper P, Ryan G. Golds. And you can, but it's like, it's not going to be as effective. So if you put a hand over your heart, you say to yourself, I'm a man. My name is Prosper P. Right? I am African American, or whatever race is, right? Say things that are 100% true about you. And notice your heart. Okay? That 100% connection with you is your default setting. That's you as the shaman. That's you. That's I am that I am. That's your own sense of self-awareness, right? Now just lie to yourself. I live in Slovenia. What? My heart just went. That little clench. Okay? Emotional freedom technique. It's a part of it, I guess you could say. It's part of emotional freedom technique, but emotional freedom technique is more so associated with like tapping and like, where do you feel the color, right? What sound is it? What does it look like, right? Is it an orange feeling in your head? And if you can give it an image, just, I'm breathing in that orange prana bubble in my head, and with each exhale, I'm letting it go, right? But I love the tapping, you know, of the EFT. That's really useful. Anybody, thank you, Catherine. Anybody watching this right now, if you have any symptoms, just type in EFT and those symptoms. You're gonna flush out that, okay? Gotta have a name for all these parts of me. And that's why I've created guides, or discovered that I have guides, right? And understood that each one of my chakras is a different world, a different portal with which I can enter. Like, I can only enter Horus's abode through my third eye. I cannot enter it through my throat chakra, for instance. If I'm going to enter the throat chakra world, I've got to activate, you know, where is it? Hermes, okay? Hermes energy is the one that is the transitional phase between the physical world and the metaphysical world. Okay? Pause. So basically, whenever you're entering a different chakra point or different dimension, you're going to experience very, very different understandings. However, at the same time, there can be overlaps, right? Man. All right. So it's very interesting how they say that you have to use your brain, right? Because some people believe that our mind is a product of the brain. Now, this goes very, very deep. And I think that once you start listening to this man, Rupert Sheldrake, and you start learning this morphic resonance stuff, like, he truly believes we are all interconnected in the unconscious aspect of it too. So like the plants are connected with me, you know, this random box here is connected with me, everything around me is connected, you know. And so if we're in environments that are unsupportive to us, we're also picking up those energies and frequencies. It just makes sense, right? And as a mystical scientist, I also look at something like chemo signaling. Like, you know how some people, let's say someone cries in a nightclub, and you enter that nightclub right after them, you're gonna sense a sense of sadness. You're gonna tap into their sadness. Or if they've left their tears on the floor and you're not even noticing it in the nightclub, and you step on it, or you're around that essence, right? Or somehow you fall on the floor and you touch that tear through some of your skin pores. Now, I think chemical signaling is one of the ways that we read other people's vibes, vibrational energies, yeah, says Catherine. So this is like the science of vibes, right? Because if you leave an eyelash and you're angry and you're in a specific theta, specific hertz, a specific frequency that you're resonating at, right? That's gonna pull in more of that frequency. You always have to understand that, like, I'm always walking around in public, especially more so as somebody who can read energies, understand energies. I gotta walk around with my little, like, you know, white shield visualization, man. I gotta walk around like I'm protected by the divine, protected by the light, understanding that I have a giant spiritual backing, okay, and everything's being divinely orchestrated, and I don't need to worry about shit. You know, just have a good heart and just move forward and take action. That's all you need to do, and your guides will support you. If you need more clarity on your spiritual path, what guides are, how to release the traumas from each of your chakra points, I can help you with that. But other than that, you're good, okay? You gotta just take this energy and move forward. We have a trap card system to counter negative stuff, etc.? Yes, we do have a trap card system that helps us to banish a lot of these negative lower entities and so forth. Okay, Catherine, that's a good idea, actually, because you're releasing oxytocin, right? You're more in that love frequency, and you're almost putting up that, you know, you bring that resonance up within yourself, right? You're bringing yourself out of the head where you overthink about the situation to connecting with this. This is like your remote control. This is almost like your coherence palace, right? This is how you feel tapped in. This is how you feel alive. This is how you're going to tap into your eternal gratitude. Eternitas. The now ever. The forever now. That's how you're going to tap into it. It's through your heart, right? So any negative energies, they find the ick in the heart chakra. That's what we know from the law of one. Low-key negative ain't shit. It's weak as fuck. I eat it for breakfast and use it. That's a great savage shaman mindset. You know? Just eat them, bro. They're just flee these little entities. What are you talking about, right? Just laugh at them. Just, you know, banish them. Just use our trap card system. Just join the adepts program, okay? But yeah, like, this stuff is incredible, man, and I just keep finding different rabbit holes every time. And, you know, again, just like Vaiwamus, I want to make this process for you as smooth and as painless as possible. Ryan G, I'm not so sure. Ryan G will put you through the ringer. He'll put you through the pain, right? You're gonna come out of the other side like charred in the transformation fire after like one session, right? Hello, bro. Hey, what's good? Joven. Where are you tuning in from, brother? All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna sign off. Do agree with biofeedback. Some of it. I do like bilateral stimulation, brown noise, a couple of these different techniques. I really find them fascinating. I do have a mild ADHD, you know, but I call it attention dialed into higher dimensions. Okay. You, for sure, yeah. Ryan G says stop BSing and start getting to root of the nonsense. Exactly. The masculine, divine masculine energy is to make sense of the nonsense. And a lot of the spiritual world and community is a bunch of nonsense, okay? What are trap cards, is Preeti Chopra. So we got the idea of trap card system by the show Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if you ever have watched the show Yu-Gi-Oh! But they have this idea where if certain monsters that are summoned or certain beings are summoned, you have an Uno reverse card in a sense. A way to transmute or alchemize or move it or use strategy to be able to understand it better. Okay, so that's what the first time we were in Costa Rica, we got attacked by certain energies on that island, or they were like looking for us or so forth, and we created this system where they wouldn't bother us anymore through this understanding. And it's amazing how we can get so inspired, you know, by looking at a children's show, right, to actually protect ourselves from these negative beings. Like, it's amazing, right? Okay. What is the most surprising thing this month, spiritual or magic-wise? Oof, a lot of them, man. A lot of things. One was just the trippiest thing that I've probably ever come across this month was this moment where I saw all of my guides in a room, like in a giant like chamber. It was probably the Trimurti space, Ryan G. And I just experienced all of our guides just coming together and just like lifting up Primal Sutra or something like that. And it was such a vague, amorphous, ethereal type of feeling. You know, I couldn't put my finger on it, in a sense, moving around, right, so much. But it was a dream, I believe, and then I woke up from the dream, and I was kind of in that hazy, you know, that hypnagogic state that you get when you wake up. I was in that, and then I just suddenly got like a download, right? And I couldn't stop writing. I was writing, okay? And, yeah, also, the fact that so many fairies are magnetized to this energy is unbelievable, right? I'm like drawing in all the fae energies from all across the globe, and it's kind of interesting to me because whatever you focus on or resonate with, it starts to expand, right? As you start to look for it even more, because it's your appreciating. There's a difference. There's something called the reticular activating system that actually for introverts and extroverts is an appreciating or depreciating idea of the reticular activating system, right? So, or the selective focus, you could call it as well, okay? What country do you live in? India. Trap card system is fully automated, exactly. It's automatic, so you don't have to worry about it all the time. By her profile picture, okay. Kids, you can actually fly. Thank you for being so interactive. Gotta run. Have a great day. Peace, and may the flow be with you, Catherine. Join the Telegram group. Prosper sounds like Bernie Mac sometimes. Cool. Young kids, go on top of your roofs right now. Fly into the night sky. Don't listen to Quill, man. Okay? Don't listen to Quill. Read the disclaimer. Can sending love from our hearts to lower level energies alter their state? Absolutely. However, you have to come from that higher level of consciousness, right? You yourself cannot be holding animosity in these lower energies within yourself, you see? So you have to first change your state of being to that vibration of love, and then they will be pulled away from it. But an easy way to understand it is if you send them love, they're kind of grossed out by the love, right? So it's kind of protective in a way. They're sort of like, love, ugh, why are you doing that, right? That's how they react to that energy. So you could do that. They're just going to ignore you. It's kind of like an invisibility cloak, if you think about it that way, right? If you're emanating and being in that love energy. But again, being of the light also casts a lot of shadows, so you got to be careful too, okay? Hey, all the shadows are going to come out of the woodworks at times, and, you know, I try to reside in my heart. That's the best thing to do, you know, because when you're in your head, you can't handle the spiritual world too much. When you're in your love, your gratitude, you can. The adept must learn to let go of wrath. Yeah. Healing must be holistic. Yeah. Interesting how looked at the astrology of mine. We all have a demon and an angel, right? The demon of Scorpio was revenge, and I believe the angel of Scorpio was truth. I love that, man. Truth is going to override the revenge, right? Because with revenge, you're just revving your engine, right? Rev-eng. You're not getting anywhere with it. It's just you need that engine to be directive and be, you know, something that puts you into productivity rather than confuse you. Heart is the bridge between heaven and hell. Okay, yeah. Quick question. Any idea on what receiving a permanent marking means? Like a random birthmark you never seen before. Could have multiple meanings, but again, anything that you see as permanent signs on the body, like even tattoos, they open portals, right? So I believe birthmarks have a similar quality to it that's quite ancestral or just very fine-tuned in nature, right? Because again, a birthmark is there from your birth. It's probably a good yeah, what's the marking exactly? Prosper. Spread the love, receive the love, get the love, be love. Be love. Don't seek for love, you are love. It's a dot on my left hand that was never there before. Well, left hand associated with the right brain, okay? There's clearly some spiritual thing going on there, man. And again, your hands are like the antennas of your spiritual experience, okay? This is why we have so many Reiki healers and people who, you know, again, do work with their hand. Artists or writers, you know, under your pinky, huh? This is, I think, what was this one, Ryan G? The pinky, was it water or Jola? The mudra for that? Yeah, it's the Varuna, right? The pinky? So yeah, underneath your pinky, it could be something associated with the water elementals or something like that. Anyway, we'll figure it out outside of this live, Prosper, if you want. But yeah, man, this was incredible, huh? Guys, just check out Anna, A-N-A, T-H-E-I-S-M, anatheism. Look it up, learn about it. Very interesting concept, rediscovering God. I found it very fascinating, and I'm sure you will as well, okay? Water or Trishul, yeah. Trishul is more like water is this, right? Little slight difference that causes a a ripple. Yeah, man. This is Varuna Mudra. This is the Poseidon Mudra too, if you think about it, right? So, yeah, tap in. What is one to do if they see sacred geometry? Embrace, appreciate it, and apply it. That's all, Preeti. And I would honestly say that a lot of rishis, seers, mystics, sages, they all see yantras and sacred geometry all the time. You know, if you've ever taken psychedelics, you understand you see everything in these fractals and geometry. That's because this entire world is being revealed to you through God fractals, through this fractalization of these shapes, colors, sounds. Now, a lot of the angels will also give you like shapes that haven't even been existing before. What we found out based on Father Metatron, whom I channeled, was that there are 5 platonic solids, like the dodecahedron, the tetrahedron, and so forth. That also has a massive effect on the elements, right? Like a tetrahedron, red is like Archangel Michael and his energy, right? And so forth. But you learn more about that technology in our ADEPS program, okay? I get overwhelmed with love without taking anything. I feel like, Preeti, I feel like you have a heart chakra path working. That's why you're bringing up this idea of love, unity, compassion, because it is through your heart you probably have your greatest activations. Okay, everybody has a different chakra path working. For me, it's the creativity or sacral chakra energy, and you're sensing that probably off of me. So, what games do you play? The game of life. Hey. The game of life, truly though, truly. I'd rather be a kid or an adult. Man, yeah, I'd probably be like an infinite 18-year-old. You know what I'm saying? What about seeing the flower of life in starlight color? What I'm sensing with that is it might have something to do with starseed, your starseed lineage. I'm not exactly sure yet on what it means, because it could be various things. I could muscle test for it. Hold on, let me do that actually. I just have to put this down here. I just don't want it to fall, okay? Okay. Does Preeti give me permission to work with her energy? Yes, okay. I'm just gonna do a quick muscle test. The flower of light, starlight color, is this associated with her starseed path? Yes. Is it associated with one of her guides? Yes. Is it her crown chakra guide? No. Third eye, yes. So it's your third eye guide. It's somebody, actually, one of your guides is guiding you through this. So just double down on it. Next energy read, what? Okay, sure. What is my chakra path working, says Prosper. Okay, so interesting. I'm sensing the solar plexus for you, Prosper. It's through the action and the core of knowing who Prosper P really is that you're going to spiritually expand. So self-realization leading to God realization. And how, you know, this is all connected. I believe that's what's coming through. Again, you do have some energies in the thymus chakra, which not a lot of people know about. So do some, deep dive into that as well. I'm done, says, you getting a sub. Thank you, man. You are the only good stream right now. Oh, I appreciate that. And your name is I'm Done. And you're not done, right? So that's amazing, bro. Or Chica, I don't know if you're a guy or girl, right? Wonderful, thank you, Sis Pretty. Okay. Hey, Prosper P, let's do one more energy test and I'm probably out, okay? So ask away anything that you want. Either of you, all of you, you can ask me. And yeah, we'll just be signing out. Otherwise, Appreciate the likes, appreciate the engagement from all of you. This was a great stream, man. Overall energy read, okay? What's blocking Prosper P right now? Something of a heart block, but it's blocking your throat chakra. So it's almost like you have something on your heart that somebody needs to hear, but you're not expressing it. There seems to be some suppressive energies around what you're speaking about. So maybe you want to talk about these spiritual topics, but you fear the judgment or something. There's something happening with that energy. So just look into that. Anything else? I mean, again, higher chakras are very strong, so just, I'd actually say work on your solar plexus, but also work on the one above and the one below. Just really strengthen that path working, right? And then just work on your throat, right? So I scrolled down and saw an adult watching some Coco Melon shit. Okay, anything blocking our academics that can be handled this week? Yeah, it's almost like it's a hatred towards like systems, bureaucracy, politics, like that kind of thing associated with academics. It seems to be some kind of like an authority thing, or understanding your own academic prowess, or our academic. I'm also preparing for an exam, so I know. But it has to do, again, probably with love and performance. I think we have handled a lot of it. There's just a little brink of that we need to take care of. And I think, who can help us with this? Horus can help us with this. Okay. Alright, what is my sole purpose? Money has been blocked for quite some time. Okay. It's something that somebody told you about money. So it's like a money story that I'm picking up. Physical, mental, emotion. It's an emotional, you feel a lot. So the idea of money does not really connect to your emotional realm. You need to find how money can actually be expansive and be providing value, right? So I think your sole purpose is being revealed. You just need to do some deep dive on those money blocks. You know, what does it mean about you that you're not as prosperous that you think? You know, what is that energy protecting you from? Okay, so just do a little bit of inner work on that. I'm sure that as you go along this, you will understand the gold, the alchemical gold, the auras, the aura will reveal itself. You know, the aurum, the AU, right? The gold. And again, the periodic table looks like a bunch of blocks, but really, if you understand it, like as Terrence Howard says, they're like different octaves, right? The different elements are like different octaves on a scale. So it could be like carbon, and then it's a different octave. It goes into another element, right? And this is very new age, very new age. Thank you so much. Been seeing Horus a lot, eh? I think we need to do either a Vaiwamu's channeling or a Horus one next. It's just gonna help us a lot. Just crystallize everything, you know, and move forward in that way. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you. Stay legendary. Stay tapped in. You already got this. You already know what to do. It's time to put in that inner work. Let's go. Join the ADA program. Join the Telegram group. If you join this, be a part of a badass Sangha, okay? And, hey, could you see what gods have been with me recently? Later, brother, okay? Plus.